Hey guys, Lauren Hill here, and what you just saw were some of the things a counselor would have to deal with in their profession. I chose to talk about counseling mostly to inform my audience about like what a counselor does and how um, to help them realize that there is assistance out there for people who are struggling with issues that I showed, like depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and like addiction. I think that a counselor honors God through their work by demonstrating the caring attitude that I think God possesses. He doesn't want, although we go through some things where we feel alone, He's always there to make sure that we're not alone. And I think that's kind of what a counselor does. Even though we struggle with the issues like individually, they're there to help us and guide us through things that we shouldn't have to go through alone. And I think my thesis for this is if you guys know anybody who's gone through this, whether a family member or a friend or even yourself, that if you possess a caring attitude, then I think this would be a good profession for people who want to help others and possess that naturally caring attitude. I chose to talk about counseling in my informative speech because I've gone through counseling before in my life, and I think it's definitely helped me a lot with coping with some issues and really helped me get through some things that I shouldn't have to go through alone. Many people think that counseling is like, oh no, there's something wrong with me, and they're really, really afraid to seek help. But I really think that counseling is there just to really make you feel as though like you matter and you shouldn't have to go through things alone. And counseling isn't as scary as it may seem. So I really encourage you guys, or if you know somebody who struggles with depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, or addiction, to really seek that help because it really makes a difference. For my persuasive speech, I actually decided to talk about one of those things, which is anxiety. My purpose for this topic is to persuade, and to persuade that although certain circumstances like a test coming up or a stressful situation cause anxiety, that many people have it, I guess, naturally. It's a condition they have that they go through like throughout their life in any circumstance. And I actually found this picture on the internet that really shows like or describes what anxiety really is. So the top here, it's what people think anxiety is, which many people think that, oh, it's just worrying about stuff all the time. When in reality, it's anxiety really feels like sweating a lot, second guessing, muscle tension, trouble sleeping, chest pain, overthinking, increased heart rate, and your mind and body refusing to cooperate no matter what you know is real. I think by talking about this topic, I wanted to bring this to issue because anxiety, people with anxiety, like it's a real issue, and with like the creation of support groups, I believe that like people will feel more comfortable talking about their problems with anxiety because, like I mentioned in the informative speech, where people are usually afraid to go seek counseling because they're like, oh, there's something wrong with me. They're afraid to almost own up to something being not so right. Not that there's anything wrong, but just it's very hard to confront the issue that you have. So I think by developing support groups that could really help the people who struggle with anxiety. I chose to talk about anxiety because when I was a little kid, I was actually diagnosed with generalized anxiety disorder. It's something that I've had to deal with all throughout my life, and what that chart showed, what anxiety actually feels like, I can relate to all of that because anxiety just isn't, oh, this test coming up, it's really stressing me out. It's just when you are sitting down, you're anxious, and it's really hard to overcome. And I believe that that by developing like the support groups, I think that would really help with a lot of people, because at first I was afraid to confront my issue, but now that I have, it's definitely helped me as a person, and I believe that the support groups would help other people.